I bought two Seiko divers watches. Excuse me for 1 second. Good morning everyone and welcome back. Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've done one of these. The last one I did was driving around here in Bahrain. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Bath. I'm in Bahrain at the moment. I'm Australian, but I'm based here for a bit. And I spend a lot of time in the UK, going off to UK in a couple of weeks. Most of you know I have a podcast called the PorscheCooled Podcast, and I mainly do that at the moment. I haven't been doing a lot of videos on this channel. I'm going to start doing a few more. Hopefully from now into the new year I have a bit more time, so we'll do some more videos. And the videos I haven't done a lot of, I haven't been doing a lot of my watch videos. So I thought I'd do a watch video today, because I was thinking about this earlier actually. You kind of forget, and I'm not trying to be obnoxious here, sometimes you kind of forget the watches that you have. If you have more than, half a dozen watches, sometimes you just forget to wear something. You forget what you have, and you tend to go for that one watch, and you think maybe all I need is that one watch. Maybe all I need is one watch in my collection. And there's nothing wrong with having that one perfect watch in your collection. I think an ideal collection is probably 2 to 3 watches. 2 to 3 watches is really probably a good balance. You know what I mean? You have different type, a sports watch, a non-sports watch, maybe even a digital watch, or some people might even want to have an Apple Watch. I've been thinking about Apple Watches lately too. I might get into that at the end of this video because it kind of relates to what I'm talking about. But I bought the Seiko divers watches. I bought 2 Seiko divers watches. Excuse me for 1 second. 2 Seiko divers watches during lockdown here in Bahrain. So Bahrain, everything was closed like most of the world in March. And I started, I was reading about Seiko divers watches. I never owned a Seiko watch. When I was a kid, I never owned a Seiko watch. And the reason why I never owned a Seiko watch when I was a kid is because Seiko watches were not cheap. And when, someone made the comment, why did you call it a Beta's divers? I did this video and I'll link it here. My Beta divers watch. And I wasn't trying to put down the Seiko, but for me, I have other watches, so I needed something that when you buy a watch, you buy it for a purpose. And the purpose that I bought the Seiko watches for is I wanted a watch, and this is the SKX 007, which is this one. I bought this watch because I wanted to run in it, I wanted to swim in it, I wanted just to wear it, if not to be fussed, maybe when I was traveling, just as a normal watch. And I know people are going to say, and if you watch through my old videos, I have a couple of Rolex, I have Panerai, I have Omega Vintage, I have Tudor Black Bay. What else do I have? I have 3 Panerai, actually, not 2. I have 3. I have 1 in Australia, which I need to get serviced. It's all seized up. But my purpose for buying these watches was a different reason to other people. Some people, they might buy this, and I'm not saying they're cheap. To some people, they're not cheap. I think these were both around, I think this was about 400 US, and this was about 250 odd US. I didn't pay the cheapest price for them because I didn't buy them when they first came out. I bought the SKX 007, this one, when it was discontinued. So I got it from an authorized seller. I can't remember the name of the shop. I'll post the original video and you guys can see it. But so I paid a little bit more for it, but I wanted the watch and it was hard to get it, and I wanted the Japanese one. The Japanese one has the orange writing here. There's controversy around that watch, whether it's made in Japan or just assembled in Japan or whatever. But that's the one I wanted because I like that orange writing there. I think it's the orange writing that differentiates it from the Malaysian assembled one. So these 2 watches, there's 2 watches here. So the first one I bought was this one. And the whole purpose of this video is I have a Wolf watch winder behind me, and these watches sit in the top of the winder, and to be honest with you, I forget about them. I haven't really worn them. And why haven't I worn them? They are both great watches. This is the SKX 007. This is the Golden Turtle SRPC 44. This one is on an aftermarket strap. This one is on the strap code the strap code metal bracelet. Which I had to wait for a while, which I like the bracelet, but it's very bling, and I'll get into that. It's very bling, and I'll get into that. Both these watches feel really nice on the wrist. They feel really nice on the wrist. They're a balanced watch. They're quite an easy watch to wear, and there's nothing wrong with the fit of them. There's nothing wrong with the mechanism. They keep good time. They're easy to set. I love the big luminous markers on both of them. All of those things are the reason why I bought it. I like how it's got the date window. It's day and date. I like all of that side of it. And I love the gold. I really do love the gold, but I want to get into about the gold. So I referred to this one in a video, the 007, SKX 007, as a beta. Now, for me, I call it a beta because this was the watch, like I said, that I didn't want to wear my reasonably new Rolexes, which it's not going to see it properly, but you can see I've got my Sea Dweller, red Sea Dweller, SD43 on, which I've been wearing a lot of, actually. I've been wearing it pretty much every day. But I'm not traveling at the moment. I'm not doing, work with the car, with the Porsche in Sydney. I'm not, cleaning the car. Like I said, I bought these to do things like that, so I just have a watch on my wrist. I like wearing a watch. If I don't have a watch, I feel like my wrist is not heavy enough. It's very odd, but I like wearing watches. I'm one of those people that love wearing watches. But, you buy a watch for certain purposes. That's the purpose that I bought it for. And Rolex, obviously Rolex, people wear their Rolex, they wear it for everything. They run in it, they work in it, they travel in it, it gets beat up. And if you want to wear your Rolex like that, that's fine. I'm not worried about getting scratches on my Rolex, but I don't want it to be a daily watch. I don't want it to be one of these watches where I wear daily. I think after wearing these, when I bought these watches, they may have been an impulse buy. I'm not going to sell them or anything. It's not about selling them. I don't even know if they're probably worth about the same amount of that I paid for them. And I like the idea, I like the style of them, I like the design of them. But I realize why I'm not wearing them is because here in Bahrain, I wear the Rolex. And really, I don't go out that much. We're working from home. Most people are working from home at the moment. I go to the supermarket, I go to the shops every now and again, I go out every now and again. There's no restaurants really open here. So it's not really like you're wearing these watches as you would normally wear them. And I guess when things go back to normal, maybe I will wear these watches more. Maybe I'll wear the Seikos more. But I realize is that I have two Panerai that some of you know. I'll link to the other video here. But the two Panerai, I have a PAM 61 from 2000 C series, and I have a PAM 91E, which is E series, which is the bracelet, the titanium bracelet. I'll show a bit of footage here while you're watching. Hopefully I can pull some up. And then I have a PAM 199, which is a special edition regatta submersible, which I haven't worn because basically I didn't wear it. It's almost like mint condition. That one I didn't really wear because it was a special edition. I kind of kept it. It was bought for a special occasion, and I wanted to keep it quite pristine. That now desperately needs a service, and I should have brought it back with me from Australia, and I should have taken it to Panerai in London and got them to service it. I hate how it's sitting there for too long. You shouldn't let a watch that the oils have dried up sit there for too long, and it's been sitting there for too long. So I need to get that fixed. But my Panerai are actually my daily watches. And why are they my daily watches? And I think this is why the Seikos are not getting much love. It's because my Panerai, I think they're a really hard wearing watch. They're a really durable watch. In saying that, one of my Panerais have had to have too many services with the automatic. The manual one's been fine. The PAM 61's been fine. Now, if you don't have a Panerai, if you don't have those other watches, see for me, and Panerai aren't cheap watches, but for me they're a great daily watch, and I've always worn it. My bracelet one I used to wear to work, even when I was had to lift things and carry things and do all the things, and do more sort of physical, not physical labor, but kind of more physical things where the watch could actually get damaged. And I wore it every day. I wasn't fussed about it. I didn't take it off, put it in my pocket. I just wear it. It's scratched. When it went into Panerai for service, they wanted to polish it. I said, no, just leave it because it's not that bad. The titanium is the same, very hard wearing watches. And I think that's why the Seikos aren't getting much love. The Seikos aren't getting much love because I have an alternative. And maybe I bought these as an impulse buy, maybe not. And in saying that, like I said, they're still great watches. I think out of the two of them, I think when things get back more to normal, is that the SKX 007, I will actually wear more. This is the one I can see myself running in, swimming in. And I have worn it running here, but I think I'll be running in it, I'll be swimming in it. This is the one that's going to get more wear. The Golden Turtle, or the Gold Turtle, SRPC 44, this one. I love the strap code bracelet, and I bought it because I wanted that bling. And I've worn it a couple of times, but I tell you, if you buy a bracelet like this, or you buy a full gold watch, I think you get you get sick of it very, very quickly. I'm not a gold person. You know, my ring is platinum. You know, I wear silver. You know, I don't really wear gold. And I bought this as a bit of fun. I saw it on Matt Farah. You know, he had one, and I thought that's so fucking cool. I got to get one, so I bought one. Took me ages to get the strap, like I said, because the strap was out of stock. It was the COVID. But you know, this has made me think. I probably wouldn't buy a gold Rolex. I probably wouldn't buy a gold, you know, AP or Patek. I couldn't afford a Patek, but I probably wouldn't buy a full gold watch. This brings me back to the gold and the two-tone, the gold and silver Rolex. I still like the gold and two-tone Submariner. I think that if you're looking for a full gold watch, think about it, because they are very full on. I might change this Golden Turtle back to the rubber strap that it came on. It came with a Seiko rubber strap. I think I might change it to that, or I might even put my black NATO on it. I've got a black NATO which will fit it. I think I might put my black NATO. It's a bit of fun, this strap, the strap code one, but I probably won't. I think I might change it out because I haven't really been wearing it. I think that's what's stopping me wearing this. Whereas the SKX 007, I just grab it, I put it on. It's on the green is it Crown and Buckle? Crown and Buckle, I think the strap is. Crown and Buckle strap, and I've got a black strap. So I might just, you know, go back to, it came with the black strap actually. I might just go back to wearing this as like a, you know, when I go swimming, when I go to the gym, because I like to have a watch. Even though you've got your phone, I like to have a watch. In saying that, I don't have an Apple Watch. And I heard this on Houdinki the other day about, would you double wrist? Would you wear a watch on each wrist? I've thought about it. I bought Apple Watches before. I've done videos on them before. I returned them within the Apple's return policy. For me, the Apple Watch didn't deliver what I wanted. Like, I bought it and I thought it was going to be better, and it just felt like a phone on my wrist. And I think maybe because I'm more a conventional wristwatch type of person. I'm not a collector. I have a handful of watches. I have like a dozen watches. But you know, and not all of them rare, so they're not all super collectible, but I like them. I'll never sell them. But to get an Apple Watch, as soon as I put it on, it just feels like I've got a phone on my wrist. So I return them. I still haven't bought one. I'm thinking about the new one again. I'm thinking, do I want one? Because I like it when I run, and I like it when I go to the gym, and I like, you know, monitoring things like that. So because of the fact that, you know, and this is about, you know, why I haven't been wearing my Seikos, but it relates to the other watches I own. And the other watch, and like I said, the Panerai to me is my pick. And the Panerai for me is a really great everyday watch, and I still love it. And I think Panerai is coming back. I think if you buy a Panerai now, and it's not Panerai, I know it's Panerai. You know, I'm Australian, we always pronounce things incorrectly. It's Panerai. Don't tell me in the comments, I know it's Panerai. So it's Panerai. I'm going to get another Panerai, and I'm going to get the 249. Look it up, PAM 249. Those of you who like Panerai will know what it is. Californian dial, blue hands, from 2007, limited edition, special edition, as Panerai call it. I'm trying to get one of those. I might try and find one in London when I go back. But I think that's a great watch. The Californian dial is a great watch to get. It's 47mm, it's big. I can wear big watches. I don't have a problem with it. If I can't get one of those at a reasonable price, I will buy the current one, which is PAM 332 or 334, I think it is. Californian dial. There are used ones on Chrono 24, can't even remember the name. It's Friday morning, it's very early, it's a weekend here on Fridays. So I might buy one of those used. I wouldn't buy it new because Panerai prices are still low, they drop and resale. But I think Panerai is going to come back. I think the backlash against Rolex, this whole Rolex market and this exclusivity when Rolex is making hundreds and, you know, millions of watches a year, and people can't buy them, and the wait lists and the stupid overpriced, you know, above retail, I think it's going to hurt Rolex. And I think eventually people are going to start looking for alternatives. Panerai has the Rolex history behind it. They're a bigger watch. They make 42mm now, you know, so I think that's a good alternative. Now, of course, this is not Seiko prices. If you can't afford a watch like a Panerai, if you can't afford a watch like an IWC or even a Rolex, You know, this is where Seiko fits in. And I think I started it the wrong way around. I think, you know, if this was my watch that I started with, and my first watch that I started with when I first started thinking I wanted to buy more watches was an Omega Speedmaster. It was used, it was from my friend. At the time it cost me 1,000 Australian dollars or 1,100 Australian dollars, which was so cheap compared to the value of it now. And that's where I started. If you want to get into watch collecting and you don't want to just have a G-Shock and you don't just want to have a Timex, and I know these Timexes that Hodinkee do, the limited editions, everyone's raving about them. To me, they're very simple watches. I don't want one of those watches. But I can see it as a good entry point into getting people excited about collecting watches. And that's what it's about. It's getting the starting point to get you interested, to get you, you know, into the community and get you thinking about what watches and why watches are important and why watches are a great accessory and why watches, when you put them on, just take away the stress sometimes. You put it on and it makes you feel good. Every time I put my Rolex on, my SD43, I feel great. I don't get exactly the same experience with the Panerai, and I think it's because the Panerai I've owned for a long time. I don't really get that feeling with the Seiko. I appreciate it, but I don't really get that feeling, and that's probably the reason why I'm not wearing my Seiko at the moment. Anyway, just a short video today. This is a watch video. My name is Michael Barth. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. If you like Porsche, check out all my Porsche videos, or check out the PorscheCooled Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, basically everywhere. If you like Porsches, we just talk about Porsches. I'm doing a series called PorscheCooled Owner Stories at the moment too, where I'm talking to Porsche owners all around the world about their buying first Porsche and their buying experience. So it's a great series. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.